Hello and welcome to part 2 of our discussion on entrepreneurial mindset. As introduced last time, we're very interested in trying to understand entrepreneurs and who they are, what do they think, how do they think, and what influences their decisions. And with this knowledge, we're able to integrate that and be more effective in our own development and enhancement of our entrepreneurial mindset. So with the opportunity canvas, previously we had discussed achievement, individualism, and control. In today's topic, we're going to examine focus and optimism. So when we look at focus in our context is really a combination of attention and commitment. So in that way, something may have your curiosity, but for it to really have your focus, there's going to be the commitment of time, of energy, of funding or other resources. And so you want to make sure as you are exploring and thinking about ideas that you focus on them, and I would also try and say focus on one idea at the time. It's difficult to launch an entrepreneurial venture. I would say it's more difficult to try and launch multiple ventures simultaneously. So I would encourage you to spend your limited time and limited resources and all of your energy and attention on one venture at the time. And as you do that, entrepreneurs typically have more success by focusing on that single venture and that single task, by focusing their ability to process information on that and being aware and current and up to date on the changing environmental conditions. And what we mean by environmental conditions are changes in the markets and customers, changes in competition, changes in the financial system or structures, economy. So really anything outside of the firm would be within the broader external environment. And what this does too with this elevated level of focus is it helps you be ready to act and to react, and to do so with some level of confidence and that you spent your time and your energy and your focus on that given venture. Also with focus, I believe it helps to set goals and to set SMART goals. And what we mean by SMART is that they're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're relevant, and they're time-bound. All too often I work with entrepreneurs and they have a I'm going to try hard and I'm going to do the best I can mentality, and it turns out that they rarely get to their goal with such broad and general goals. So per the bottom example, an entrepreneur may tell me that I would like to sell a lot of books. And we know that they want to sell books, but we're not exactly sure specifically how many would they like to sell, on what timeline, and how do they know if they met that goal or not. Instead, if that same entrepreneur told me that they wanted to sell 100 books for $1 each by this Friday, I would have more confidence that they would actually be able to do that because it's specific, it's measurable, there's something that they can track their progress, there's an end date on it. And so in that way, as you're thinking about your goals, not only goals for sales, but goals for progress with the development of a concept, goals for meeting and speaking and getting buy-in from customers, and goals for developing and building the foundation for that concept, I'd encourage you to use SMART goals, and I believe you'll find that will help you maintain focus and it will also improve your likelihood of success. The fifth and final element of entrepreneurial mindset that we'll talk about is optimism. And what optimism does is it gives you that opportunity to really bring and elicit some level of confidence. And optimism is a great tool to not only keep yourself optimistic and keep your spirits high, but also to engage a similar level of optimism among your other partners and stakeholders. That may be investors, it may be other team members, it may be in time customers or partners. But what that does is it gives us the opportunity to be excited about our concept, be excited about our company, and have a level of contagious optimism. I would be cautious that you want to moderate that, because if we get overly optimistic, it can be too much of a good thing. There can be the tendency to overlook certain elements. There can be the tendency to discount things or ignore things that may be contrary to what you hope would happen. And this excessive optimism can lead to a high level of risk that may make sense and losses above and beyond what might be reasonable for you. So to moderate that optimism, I think it helps to be objective. It helps to look at the concept and think about the market and do that in a way that you would do if you were a consultant to your own business and if you were really to take yourself out of the equation. So that's what we mean by objective evaluation. Look at it in the eyes of someone else. and look at it, not only do you like the concept, but how does it really meet the needs of your customers both now and in the future? And also, how does it compare to the competition now and in the future? Recognize you don't only need to beat the competition as they are today, but you need to recognize they're going to evolve and change as well. And you want to make sure that you anticipate what those changes are and that you're going to be able to be competitive with them in the future. And so gathering information is a central piece of that, whereby you're getting information from potential customers, you're talking with experts in the area, you're getting insights from knowledgeable friends and family, particularly those that might have some experience or expertise in the markets or industries that you're in. They will hopefully validate some of your ideas, may challenge others, and also always be sure to ask them what could be better. There's an element, particularly with friends and family, of being polite and being encouraging and them telling you what you want to hear. And if they do that, it's understandable. But also ask them what they would pay for such a product. Ask them what could be improved or how could it be enhanced to solicit some of that critical feedback as well. So in summary, when you think about entrepreneurial mindset, it's truly multifaceted, and we've looked at 5 core elements. We've talked about the role that achievement plays and need for achievement. We've talked about individualism, and are you comfortable going against the norm and making decisions that may not be necessarily popular or encouraged by all. We've talked about locus of control and the value of an internal locus, meaning that you believe you can control your own destiny and that you can be an agent of change in bringing your product to the market. We've talked about focus and how that level of focus will keep your time and your resources on target, and that you can also set smart goals to reach those. And lastly, we've talked about optimism. Optimism in the context of something that is very valuable and that can be contagious and that can be a great asset, but you also want to moderate that. And you want to moderate that by thinking objectively, by talking with friends and family and other trusted colleagues to get their insights on your venture, and also doing research and being sure that your decisions are also supplemented by data, and that way you're able to integrate all of these 5 elements into your entrepreneurial mindset. And what that does is it really sets the stage for what we're going to talk about next week in entrepreneurial motivations and behaviors. And with that, it will give us the opportunity to dive into Chapter 3 of the Opportunity Analysis Canvas. So we ask that you prep that and be ready for that, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.